I just realized if news came out about somebody implanting somebody else, say if it was some sort of a figure or something, that the person would, like, if the news came out about that, they had implanted another human being without their consent, I don't think anybody would be able to trust that person with anything. So if that's the incentive, then I don't think they would turn themselves in. Which good. That's when the public comes in with the truth. It's not up for that person to act as though they have not implanted somebody. It is not for them to hide that. It's just not. It's an action. It was a decision. It was a choice. It's not a. So I thought that was kind of interesting. That if it was one of these people, they would not be able to be ever trusted again. Like with anything. Like you wouldn't leave anybody around with them, or you wouldn't even trust this person with a budget or anything, really. Because you'd just be the guy that implanted somebody. Like for the rest of their lives. It's like, it really is this sort of thing where it's like a celebrity goes to prison or something. And they're no longer this, like, god or something. It's the camera, I guess, the mugshot, the reminder. I guess that's just that's what happens when you pay and receive and in a currency that is purely based on the perception of the public and how the public views you. Like if your whole shtick is that the public really likes you, then if that's your currency, then when the public doesn't like you, then it would go down into the red. That's just the currency you choose. Some people work, and their currency is literal, unbiased dollars. Like an hourly wage. Some people don't work like that. So I guess that's the thing with being a figure, And I think that's just the price of it. So if that person, a figure, implanted somebody, it's a pretty big thing. And I don't think it's enough to be like, well, their high credit score is enough, so they can just do kind of whatever they want. I can't do whatever I want. I can't implant you and get away with it. So why can you implant me and get away with it? Because people like you? So I think it's important that we look at things like that. Like, did people like Hitler before they knew that what he did? Or did people know about the concentration camps and then still like him afterwards? This perception and imagery and shaking hands and smiling, everybody smiling. These images are like Theodore Roosevelt shaking hands with people, and like these are very good images and powerful ones. And they can create a wide feeling of support and solidarity. But I think at the end of the day, if you implant somebody, no matter who you are, if you're Theodore Roosevelt or some celebrity or a figure, I think that ought to change how people view you. Unless you can convince people that you're doing it for a good cause, then I guess if you convince people that you're doing it for a good cause, I guess people will sort of ignore it. But then you get the person, I guess, saying you're not doing it for a good cause, and then it's the war of perception and trying to force narratives, and I guess they will win. Because that's what they have. They have the power of influence. Influence is a crazy thing. Mass influence. Power. So maybe that's what, as a society, we should have. No matter how big you get, no matter how rich you get, you can't just fucking kill people. You can't just implant people. I have yet to find a reason why somebody would implant somebody. I keep running through like, well, maybe self-defense, but that one doesn't even work either. A gun or a security can do it, or speaking with the person can do it. So that one's out. And I go, well, safety maybe? To see what somebody's thinking to prevent from something. But you don't have to do that. You don't have to do that to prevent a tragedy or something like this. You can do the physical and look at other things. The only ones that I can think of is that somebody got bored and wanted to like experiment with somebody else. So then they did that. That's the only ones I like human curiosity. Like they got bored and they wanted to implant somebody. So then they felt like they had nothing to lose, so they did it. That's the only real, because it doesn't have a reason to it, right? So maybe somebody just overlooked that. Or it's an evil person, and a person that's thinking that they can do anything. And implanting somebody is just like, but also I guess they wouldn't know how it would feel too. Like they wouldn't be able to, I hope this doesn't sound crazy. I'm like hearing myself. And hopefully it doesn't sound like some like I'm like trapped in a closet or something, or it sounds like I'm like, but I'm laying down and I'm just talking. I have the recorder on my chest. And I'm staring out the window and thinking. This person, so maybe this person was just evil. So I guess we must rid evil. Or at least try to control evil. People just slashing each other, preventing evil. It's a big thing. That's a big goal. So again, just to keep it on sort of on some sort of subject here, trying to figure out why somebody would ever do this. Especially if it's true about that that if they destroyed the device, then it would destroy me. As like a fail-safe or something. It's pretty dark. I guess I do fear that somebody could sort of work this and be like, well, we implanted him because we thought it would be the best. They can come up with whatever line or like sort of like statement where the people believe in it. Where they're like, oh, okay, I guess that makes sense. But I think fundamentally it's not okay to cross that boundary and implant like a device into somebody's brain. One of the things is that I do keep sort of, I guess I can go into it, is that they will, like if it's somebody and that somebody is of value to society, does that person get to do whatever they want then if they're of value to society? But then again, if you knew that person implanted somebody, how then in the world would you ever trust that somebody with a future experience or something like this, like especially related to brain interfaces or even like a president for that matter? I don't know how you would trust somebody like that, because you know that somebody already crossed the line to implant somebody. I guess they could sort of say that it's like for safety, but again, that's not true. You can keep people safe without implanting them. So I say, if this is ever a reason, you can keep people safe without implanting them. So somebody decided to go all in. So I think we should view it like that.